Hello and good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening as we get started with another excited evening of racing with Palmetto Racing League this evening at Rockingham Speedway. Should make for a very interesting race. This is the preseason race finale, so after this, these guys will be kicking off the season next Wednesday, and it should be an exciting season. It will feature a 20-week live race. Be breaks periodically throughout.
Mic check.
Every 5 races, these guys will get a week off. So um, there were points awarded during these preseason races. If these guys showed up, they got 2 points just simply for showing up. Top 3 positions, starting with first
Y'all copy race
place,
control?
received 15 points. Second place received 10. Third place got 5. As we start getting things going here, at the conclusion of the last race, I believe it was, if I recall correctly, on the 17th. We do have the standings available for that. We'll get those up on your screen, show you what we're looking like here on points currently. So you see there, Zachary Audit was our winner in the race on the 17th. So he was awarded 15 points to start the season off with.
Anybody
Bonus
copy
points.
me out there?
Gotcha, Josh.
Uh,
10-4. Thank you, guys.
Christian Shriver with 10 points there. Stephen Gall with 5, and
We have
everyone
about
else below
4
2
people
points.
in Discord just talking, Josh.
Copy. 10-4. I just wanted to make sure my stuff was working.
We do have 3 drivers there you see at the bottom. Aaron Vogt in the number 2. Gunnar Fix, he is a new one. And Drew Halloran, these guys will be racing this evening, so they are currently at no points because they were not in the 17th first preseason race. So we'll see how that all shapes up tonight at the conclusion of this race and where everybody's currently standing with bonus points going in. Now, obviously, when the season actually kicks off on the 7th, they will be heading to Myrtle Beach Speedway, and the point systems will obviously be a lot different. 40 points for first place, 35 for second, and then each position after that drops down 1 consecutive point till we get toward the bottom, which the 12 drivers that you see here on screen will most likely be your 12 regular season drivers. May have an addition here or there. But for the most part, this is pretty much the grid you're most likely going to be looking at. See there on the screen, none of these guys this is not team racing. This is a solo effort, so it's kind of everyone's on their own here. So we'll get that stuff cleared off the screen there. As we take a couple of look at the different views around the track, we'll get your race day info put up on the screen there. So I'm not exactly sure. It's obviously a little technical difficulty there, but normally our track map would show up and you'd kind of get a pretty general idea of what the track configuration looks at. But you see there we're just under a mile in track length here at Rockingham Speedway. Pretty fair conditions, I'd say. It's about noonish in sim time. We were not able to have a race close to the time that we're broadcasting in sim, just because Rockingham does not have any lights equipped. So be kind of rough for these guys out there trying to run a race, and it'd be pitch black out there and not seeing nothing. So that's the reason for that. So we will get that race info cleared off here. See, our timing tower is active and ready to go. We are finishing up the last few minutes here of practice. Kind of wanted just to have these few minutes between the tail end of practice and the 5 minutes of qualifying to kind of catch you up to speed on everything and make sure that you're just as informed as we are on everything, and we'll get ready for some action-packed racing here. Hopefully, last race at Bristol was quite interesting. Definitely thought that it would be a more wreck-filled race. Honestly, you know, small tracks like that, and getting ready for the season to start. Drivers are anxious to get out there and make things happen, and sometimes that, you know, oftentimes will result in mistakes being made, and sometimes it just wind up not being a good time. But you know, fortunately, the race at Bristol was very. I feel like it was very good. Just one minor setback that was quickly addressed, and fortunately did not yield any issues out of it. So huge plus there. We're hoping that the race this evening here at Rockingham is going to be as equally as interesting and hopefully uneventful. Same as usual, will still be a halfway stage caution at lap 50. Give these guys a chance to kind of catch their breath. They will be still running with a 30% fuel cap, 2 extra sets of tires in the pits, 1 already on the car. And with that, that halfway stage kind of allows them to come in without stressing too much on, you know, getting placed a lap down. Everybody's pretty much probably going to have the same mindset. And then that'll leave them one set of tires left in between lap, most likely go green again around lap 52, 53. So it would leave them a chance for some green flag pit stops and deciding on whether or not they want to try to come in and get 4 brand new tires, not get tires at all, or just take rights or lefts, depending on, you know, which side is wearing more. In this case, with Rockingham being the way that it is, rights are probably going to wear significantly more than your left.
All right, guys, just under 30 seconds to go before we start qualifying.
Because of the weight transition of the car there, so making them turns like that, all the weight's being forced on that right side, so naturally your wheels are going to eat more on the right than they will on the left. So kind of leaves that last set of tires up to the drivers. We have seen it before where they haven't taken any tires, just try to save some time there. Zach, thanks for the follow, bud. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed a race and should be a good time. So we wait for these drivers to hit the track for qualifying. We are going to switch up our camera view here. We kind of got you looking at the scenic, but we're gonna run with some of these drivers now. We're also gonna get our full timing tower up so you can keep up with times for these laps. This is open qualifying, 5 minutes of it, so all of these drivers will be out on the track at the same time. I do want to apologize. I do see where we are having a slight, I'm not sure what that is on the screen. Give me 1 second and let me double check my stuff here and make sure that it's not an issue on our end. You know, last week at Bristol we had a slight issue with some technical difficulties, and the system kept wanting to tell us that we were under caution, and we were in fact not. We were green flag racing, but for some reason still picking up as a caution. We did reach out to support about it, and I think we got us a solution, but it looks like this week might have us another issue here.
That was my bad, Brad.
I am going to pause for a brief second before we get this race kicked off and see if I can't track down what the issue with that random square is up there. I will be back momentarily, hopefully. Alright, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I am trying to get that figured out. Not entirely sure what it is that's going on there. But we'll try to get that figured out. Right now, we're just going to keep rolling with the punches and see what happens. See the number 3 there of Drew Holleran. That's one of our new drivers. He showed up for a good run tonight, and hopefully he gets one. We also have another new driver out there tonight. See if he is out on the track. He is the 71 car there of Gunner Fix. I know the screen is a little misleading there because that says Joshua Fix, but that is Gunner Fix driving that car, and 13 years old out there trying to make something happen tonight. So we wish him the best on that. It's always nice to see when some of the younger generation gets into the sport and wants to climb in there and do it. That's awesome. We love to see that. See, the camera view earlier was focused on there it is, the number 2 car of Aaron Vogt there. It's got 22 on the side. That is a traditional paint scheme of his, but he is now currently number 2 in the league. And I do believe that just wrapped up qualifying for us there. And we are ready for the race to start. Let's check out our grid for qualifying there. See Drew Holleran in the number 3 in first place. Aaron Vogt in second there. Christian Shriver in third, Brent Thompson in fourth, Kyle Simmons in fifth, Doyle Boyd in sixth, and that is Gunnar Fix in the 71 there in seventh. So that is your starting lineup as we prepare to go green here. Start our parade lap. Get our track map back up there. So, and it looks like that may be what we are, one of the issues we are currently having is with the track map there. Simply because for some reason Rockingham did not load properly. When we showed the race info earlier, wasn't showing the map there either, so that's it's an issue with the streaming software there, not registering that information from iRacing, and it could be also one of the reasons that we have that annoying slightly black bar over VB Racing there. So we apologize in advance for that again. As we get ready for some green flag racing here, we will be cycling through the camera views a good bit to try to give you a bit of variety of what we're looking at. And one of the views that we typically like to use is this view right here. Kind of gets a grand scheme of things as we go green here. Starting off the first lap. Everybody's in kind of tight coming into the turns there. Rockingham is a tricky track. I've ran it a few times myself this week in test sessions, and it's not complicated, but it definitely has a feel about it that there is a certain way it's got to be driven, or you're ultimately you're not going to be effective. And it sounds like we just had somebody with a good save there. You see Drew Holler in there in the number 3 taking the lead early on, 3 laps in this one. Oh, a couple of them getting a little loose back there towards the back. It would appear, show us some driver details here so we can see who we're currently focused on there as we look at Aaron Vogt in the number 2, that Panther C1. Check out the number 3 car here as he holds on to that first place lead early on in this. He is currently holding down that first place position. And if you are currently joining us, don't hesitate to jump in our chat there, and if you have any questions about the league or want to know more information, hey, I'm here. I'll be happy to answer. I can see all the messages, or should be able to see all the messages popping up here in front of us. So I am here to commentate the race and kind of walk you through what's happening as it's going on live. As the 14 of Chris Shriver there is trying to sneak into that top spot and take that first place from Hollerin in the 3 car, and they are side by side there. Shriver has it there for a moment. Can he hold on to it in the turn, though? It looks like he's going to drop back a little bit as the 3 swoops back in there and gets that nose just past the front of Shriver's 14 machine there. They come into the next part of the turn. Looks like he's going to hold on to it here. Shriver's not really trying to give up an inch and staying pretty consistent. Side by side majority. You got the 22 of Aaron Vogt back there. Apologies, the number 2 of Aaron Vogt back there, sneaking in. Looks like he's trying to get right up on the bumper of Holleran there. Looks like Gunner Fix may have run into some issues early on in the race as the leader is gaining on him relatively quickly there. And these guys are at it neck and neck. We are going to change up the views on you here for a minute and give you a inside the car view there of the number 3 of Drew Holleran. You can kind of see he's closing in on Gunner Fix there. Gunner dropping below the shoulder. Let's have a look on the inside of Christian Shriver's car here of the 14 machine. Looks like he's back out front now in first. See if he can hold on to it. You hear the tires there kind of screaming a little bit as he's hitting the turn. That's where that tire wear comes into play there. For the most part, the group is staying relatively close together here. No one's wanting to give up an inch. You see Aaron Vogt in the number 2 there. 22 on the paint scheme, but number 2 in the league. He is steady gaining on these boys, trying to close the distance there. And I've seen it time and time again with him in the truck series. He is looking for his window of opportunity. But I will tell you, he is going to be one to watch because he is not what I call a first half racer. What I mean by that is with this race having a halfway stage at lap 50, he's going to be competitive out there on the track, but at the same time, he's going to be cautious as well. He's going to wait for his moment to strike. He's not going to jump at the first opportunity he has, unless he knows without a shadow of a doubt it's not going to be an issue. A couple of them looks like the .45 of Brent Thompson there. Everyone trying to close the gap best they can. I do apologize there. You see some of the cars have changed colors. That is my fault completely. I did not have my software up to make sure all paint schemes were synced. So the paint schemes you currently see on these cars out there right now are exactly what they ran with in the race. For those of you that are familiar with our racing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think we have all jumped in a time or two during official races or league races and had someone tell us that our paint scheme was not showing up as it should have been, and that trading paints will do it to you every time if it's not up and running. I should probably just enable that thing to automatically be running time I start my desktop up. Maybe that will happen tonight, because that is the second time where than the last month that I have done that. I apologize again. These guys are tightening up the gaps here. You see Aaron Vogt in the number 2 has dropped back some. He's definitely going to be one to watch tonight. I look for him to pull out a hat trick, so to speak. He does the same thing in the truck series. The guy is really competitive, and I'm here to tell you right now, if you sleep on him for just a second, he'll bite you. The number 14 there, battling it out with Drew Holleran. He also runs in our truck series, and he is very similar to that of Aaron Vogt. He's definitely one you cannot sleep on. We have seen him finish. He finished second place last preseason race. He has been a part of several of the recruitment races, and I don't believe I have seen a race with him yet that truck series or street stock where he has done any type of bad. The guy's just all around a good driver. Especially in our truck series, if you watch the road course race that we had at Laguna Seca, he absolutely dominated the field out there. So not shocked to see him up front. He usually is in the conversation. Last preseason race, we got to hear from him a little bit during the post-driver interview. Just a really great guy. Good to talk to him all the time. He's really helpful. This series here is designed to try and help some of our newcomers in the league who are maybe just getting started and don't quite have a warm and fuzzy on the racecraft or the sport period. That's what this series is supposed to be for. So it's good to have those guys with that experience in here to help some of these newcomers really learn the ropes and get better and more efficient, because no one's going to get better if they don't keep at it. And it always helps when you've got somebody who's wise, so to speak, with a lot of track knowledge and has been through a lot of races and participated in championships and whatnot. These guys are a wealth of knowledge, and they don't mind sharing with these guys to help them get better. It's a really impressive thing to watch. The Palmetto Racing League has come a long way from what it was, starting out with 2 active drivers and a bunch of AI. Wasn't that long ago that we were watching truck series races, and also in season 1 with the Gen 6 cars. Majority of those were AI races because we only had 2 active drivers, and now these guys are rolling. We're really in the street stocks and truck series, rolling with about 12, 13 human drivers now. So the grid's getting to stack up a little bit, and hopefully as the seasons progress and things go on, more drivers come in. Every time a new season starts, these guys start recruiting for new drivers to move some of the ones with more experience up to another series where it's a little bit more of a challenge for them. Graduate, so to speak. So definitely got a good foundation going here as we roll into lap 28, coming up on 29 here. So we are almost to our halfway stage caution. So these guys will get a break. I'm not entirely sure what fuel mileage looks like. They are rolling with a 30% fuel cap. These cars, horsepower's not that high, so they won't drink up fuel that bad, but I do believe there will be at least one, if I had to put a number on it, at least one green flag pit stop before the halfway stage caution. And we will pay attention to that as it happens, because I don't foresee anyone going in on a green flag pit stop and taking tires. I feel like I'd be pretty safe on betting that everyone's going to wait until that halfway stage caution before they take their first set of tires. So, while we are in this tight little group here, why don't we focus on the number 2 of Aaron Vogt. Let's go up front with him for a minute as he is on the inside of the 74 machine there of Kyle Simmons. See, he's got a little bit of debris there on the windshield. Oh, Lord. Looks like Gunner Fix has spun out. We are going to hop to our outside TV view here and take you back to that for a minute with our instant replay here. See what happened. We haven't seen much of him this race. Oh, he got into that shoulder a little bit there, and that shoulder messed him up for sure. Take you back up front now, and that was not
14 pitting next time by.
Was with Rockingham being as big as it is, that was not enough of a situation since it was only involving one car to trigger a caution there. So
74 pitting as well.
that was the reason for that. I'm going to give you some more cockpit views here of some of these drivers as we ride with Kyle Simmons here in the 74 machine for a minute. Looks like he is following closely behind the number 3 of Drew Holleran here as we are slowing down and we are going into green flag pit stop. See these guys as they prepare to go in.
Gonna pit too.
Probably going to get them some fuel here as they come around. We'll see here, keep an eye on it, see if anybody takes tires. You'll know if they do or not if the car raises up, but I'm pretty sure that they are just coming in for fuel, it looks like. Nope, looks like one of them took tires, whoever that is behind Shriver there. Maybe that 74 machine of Simmons. Yes, that is who that is. It looks like he may be getting tires. Oh, the 3 there kind of missed his pit box a little bit. Number 2 machine of Aaron Vogt in, getting, well, looks like he's taking right sides. Interesting. I stand corrected. I was almost certain that most of these guys would roll to the halfway caution without taking any tires. So that's an interesting spin on things there. Pit strategy here. Looks like it paid off for Drew Holleran of the 3 machine, as he is currently in first place. And that is changing now as some of the others have gone in. See our leaderboard changing up a good bit. Looks like Shriver in that 14 is back out as he just passed Thompson coming out of the pits there. Interesting here. Bring up our battle box here as we look at the battle for first place, as Christian Shriver currently holds that position in that 14 machine. He is the man to beat currently, as we are on lap 37 of 100. Bring up our dashboard here and show you a rough estimate there about what these guys are running between the straights and the turns, averaging about 130 miles an hour. Of course, they naturally drop down some in the turn there. It's been a good race so far. No incidents really, and that's always a good thing. Shriver currently sitting with 10 bonus points to get started on the season. So the way the bonus points will work is at the conclusion of this race, we will look at the total points and show them to everyone on the broadcast here. And after the season opener race at Myrtle Beach Speedway next Wednesday concludes, those bonus points will be added to their overall points that they are awarded from the completion of the race at Myrtle Beach Speedway for a final total point. So it kind of gives them a chance to, depending on how they place at the race at Myrtle Beach, it'll give them that points advantage, and could wind up being the difference maker. This season will have a playoff format, so that'll be something interesting to watch. It'll start out with a round of 12. There will be 3 races in each round, 2 oval courses and 1 road course in each bracket to kind of mix things up and make it a challenge, because we want good drivers, but we want well-rounded drivers. So with there being about 12 participants in the series as a whole, everyone will make it to the round of 12. But at the conclusion of the 3rd race in the round of 12, it will drop down to a round of 8. So then those 8 drivers will race another 3 races, 2 ovals and 1 road course. And then the top 4 from that bracket in points at the end of those 3 races will move on to the round of 4. It will have 3 final races to determine the championship winner. And the overall points leader in those 3 races will be declared your Season 1 champion of our StreetStock series. And that'll be how the season plays out. So it should make things really interesting and exciting. That's what we're going for anyway. Looks like the 14 of Shriver there is doing a pretty good job at hanging on to that first place position here. Leaderboard has changed up a little bit, but not much. Looks like we have lost Gunner Fix in this one. He has had to pull out. I'm not sure if that may have been from damages, or we know he had that spin out earlier. I don't believe, it doesn't look like he had anything, so not sure what happened to him there. We hope everything's good. May have been a little much for him, I fear. First race jumping in and running with these guys, it can be intimidating. It's a lot, especially for someone at a young age, like his. We hope that's not the case, but it does happen. He will learn, though. Everyone had to start somewhere. A lot of these guys get out there and they worry about messing someone up or things of that nature, and you can't do that, because everyone's gonna make mistakes. It happens. So it's the nature of the beast. feel like our camera view here wants to focus a great deal on Shriver holding down that first position. We want to see some of the action that's going on outside the car. There is the 001 of Doyle Boyd and the 74 machine of Kyle Simmons. Oh, looks like Kyle's going to try to swoop in here, take that first place lead from Shriver for the first time this race. They're running extremely close right there.
Oh no, they ruined our good time.
And it looks like we are on caution for that halfway stage here.
That was awesome, buddy. That's so much fun.
As you hear
Yeah,
Kyle
for sure.
Simmons on the...
You and three have been giving me quite a fight, so I appreciate it.
Hear the drivers there talking with one another about how much of a challenge they're being with one another, and it's a really cool thing to see. That's what we want to see out here. There's our pace car coming out. Gonna lead these guys around for about 3 to 4 laps and give everyone a chance to hit the pits for some tires and get some fuel, and we'll get this second half of this race underway as everybody comes down pit road here. And we're going to kind of keep an eye on things as they make their way in. Looks
Good
like
first half, guys. Good first half. Keep it up.
looks like everyone has come in for pit lane this go around as these guys make it in here, and let's see who beats the pit struggle there. Looks like the 14 machine of Shriver is going to take him some tires. Same for the number 3 machine of Drew Holler in there. Doyle Boyd back there getting him some tires, it looks like. Looks like Doyle's going with all 4. I'm not sure Simmons took any there. I think he may. If he did, he might have just taken right sides. But Shriver in the 14 machine there with the solid pit strategy this time around. And that will wrap up our stage caution for most of these guys as everyone gets back out on the track and get the pack caught
Josh,
back
you
up.
might want to give them another lap to catch up.
One of the drivers there
Yeah,
letting
thanks for the heads up, bud.
race control know that some of these guys need some extra time to get caught up to the pace car there, make things competitive and give everyone an equal fighting chance here. So that means our caution has been extended by 1 lap. Give everyone a chance to get back up in the pack here before we go back green and get the second half of this race underway.
Just a heads up, y'all. I don't think I mentioned it during the drivers meeting earlier, but this race will be broadcasted on PRN tomorrow. Probably
So we should be getting ready to go back green here. We're going to watch for that pace car to dip on down and head off in the pits. And there he goes. He is off. So we are about to get back to some green flag racing here. Finish this thing out starting on lap 54. into 55 there. There will be no more stage cautions. The only cautions that will happen from this point forward is if there is a nasty incident and iRacing or Race Control deems it necessary to throw a caution. Ooh, 14 of Shriver and 3 of Drew Holler in there getting side by side again. These two look like they're going to battle it out
My bad.
best they can for that first place position. Those guys want that 15 points bad. I can see it. Got the number 2 of Aaron Vogt back there. He's going to show number 2 up there on his number on the tower, but he is rolling with that 22 paint scheme. So to cut down on the confusion, we're just going to refer to him as 22 for tonight. They are neck and neck there with each other. I also just want to take a minute to let everyone know that the conclusion of the race here tonight, don't rush off too quickly. We hopefully will have some drivers hanging around for post-race interviews to the top 3 positions there. Hopefully have a chance to hear from some of them. I will keep you updated on that as well. You see the pack kind of closing the gap there a good bit. Looks like Shriver has fallen back some. So now he's now back in second place after passing Thompson there in the 45 machine. Man, what a battle this has been. It has been Shriver and Holler in here for most of Shriver got a little sideways there in the turn.
I'll pick you up. Go ahead. Oh, we got it. Oh.
Oh, that's going to drop him all the way back to 5th place as Boyd and Vogt move in. Shriver now back in 5th. Got the number 3 machine of Drew back in 1st place currently. Shriver trying to get past these guys to get back up there with them. He said he's not done with this battle. He wants more. Brent Thompson now in the 45 machine right on the tail end of Holler in there in the 3 car. He's going to try to close that gap and maybe find his way around. We'll see if he can do it as we enter towards lap 63 this time around. What a race this has been. It's been very close for a lot of these guys. Couple of lead changes. It's always nice to see. It means the racing's competitive. A little bit of a gap there between Boyd and that 001 car and the 45 of Brent Thompson. So he's still trying to get that bumper right on that rear bumper of Drew in that 3 machine. Looks like he's gonna keep on drafting though, try to keep that gap closed and wait for an opportunity. See him there kind of jumping to that outside. But it seems like every time he moves out to the outside like that, he loses draft and slows down. And you know, that's another thing too. Sometimes in these races, especially when draft is involved, being in the front doesn't always help because you're the pack leader and everyone else is drafting off of you. So it's really easy for the guys behind you at times to get a hold of that draft speed and really get a good run going. Before you know it, they're on your inside or your outside like that right there as Brent Thompson tries to slide in, but he can't quite hang on to it. Drops back a little bit. You see him jumping back in the draft line there directly behind that number 3, trying to keep that gap closed. He's got a little bit of distance to make up this time around though. As Boyd has closed his gap on the 45 machine, and for the most part, these guys are pretty much single file there, all trying to draft off of one another and build up a solid run. I'm not entirely sold on the formation though. See, we got some gaps kind of forming there. Thompson's doing a really good job keeping his line drawn on that 3 car, but there's one thing that could change this whole mix-up with how these cars currently are out there on that field right now, and that's green flag pit stops, which we're guaranteed to have at least one, if not 2, before the conclusion of this race. So depending on what these guys choose to take when they go into the pits, it could change everything. The average pit stop for going in for some fuel is about 5 to 6 seconds, but if you go in and take all 4 tires, you're looking at about 14 to 15 seconds of a pit stop. So might not sound like much, but in a race like this where these guys are out there running 120, 130 miles an hour, those seconds doesn't take long for them to catch up and bite you in the butt. There's Boyd in that 001. Oh, Shriver kind of getting into the rear of him, causing him to bounce off of the 45 of Thompson there. Nice recovery though, good save, good save. Keeping this thing green flag. Cautions can really drag a race out, so when you see a caution-ridden race, it can make a, oh, the 45 of Thompson got sideways and into the wall there. What a mess. That is not what you want to happen. Let's check on Brent there as he limps his way back into the pits. Looks like he took some, man, you hate to see that. He had to get towed into pits. That's going to put him some laps down as those drivers come around him there. Looks like he was in there, but I think the amount of damage on the car just wasn't agreeing with him there. Unfortunately, he had to take a tow back into pit lane there. Shriver has now made his way up in that 14 machine back up to second place, so looks like he's prepared to go another round with the 3 machine of Drew. If he can close that gap, got about a half a second gap there between him and Drew, with Boyd right on his tail there. We are down to 27 laps to go, so this one is almost over. I'm going to check real quick and see if we got anyone standing by for post-race interviews. Does not look like we do right now currently. That's all right. Most likely because we've still got over 20 laps to go. What a race this has been, though. Looks like we see some smoke there from the pits. Look like Thompson may have found. Yep, there he is as he merges back out on the track there. Coming back out, trying to keep from going another lap down. That pit stop there and tow to pits got him 3 laps down, possibly 4 if the number 3 machine of Drew can get past him one more time. That'll officially put him down 4 laps. Hate that too, man. He was doing so good during the race. Just keeping pace. Was hot on that number 3 machine there for a hot little minute. Just very, very unfortunate, but it's racing and sometimes that happens. It's one of those things you gotta roll with the punches. Good on him for getting in there and getting his repair real quick. These guys do have what we call one fast repair, which basically when you have that enabled and you've taken a lot of damage, whether you have to get towed to pits or you're able to drive into the pits, you get one free pass at getting instantly repaired to save you some time, get you back out on the track and get you back in the fight. But once that fast repair is gone, it then becomes on it's on your pit crew to make sure that all the nuts and bolts are tight and repairs are being made by them. And sometimes that can, depending on the damage, that can take just under a minute, or it can stretch in. I've had repairs before at some of the bigger tracks like Dega or Daytona, where I've had racked up 16 minutes worth of repairs just from one incident. So it varies. That fast repair can really bail you out of a mess, keep you in the fight. But once it's gone, it's gone. These guys only get one, so you kind of gotta make a decision kind of early on as to whether or not you think you're gonna need it, and if you wind up needing it, is it worth waiting until later in case another incident happens? Because I've myself been in situations where I used mine early on thinking that I wouldn't need it later, and there was still plenty of race left, and it wound up biting me in the butt because I wound up with more damage from a separate incident that was worse than the first one. So all of that stuff plays into strategy, and it can really be the deciding factor in whether or not you have a good solid race or finish, and sometimes not even finishing at all. I've had that happen as well, and I tell you, nothing more frustrating than that. You spend days during the week trying to do practice runs and test and tune and make sure everything's ready to go for race day, and to have it all ended because of a trip to pit lane with significant repairs, it sucks, man. It really sucks watching
74 pitting in this lap.
watching everyone else go around. So glad to see he's back out there. Currently he's 4 laps down, but he's out there making the best of it, and we like to see that. It looks like Shriver has now passed the number 3 machine of Drew, and he has taken the lead back over. Looks like the number 22 of Aaron Vogt there is now in 3rd place. He's trying to close the gap there between Shriver and Drew. Oh, 22 looked like he got into the back of the number 3 car there. Not 100% sure on that, but that's what it looked like. I think he was a little closer than he thought.
0-0-1 pitting, that's kind of rough.
I know for sure it wasn't an intentional thing. That's not his it's not his MO. I think the way these street stocks are shaped, and we'll show you what we mean here for a minute. We'll go up front with him just briefly. But
14 said next time by.
Looks like the 14 of Chris Shriver is going to go ahead on in and pit with Doyle Boyd right behind him. Drew Holleran in the number 3 car. My apologies, I said Christian Shriver. He is pitting next time around. As we go back out to the track here and see that Aaron Vogt in that 22 machine out there has now taken the lead as he has stayed out. I got a feeling I know what he's doing here. He is a very strategic one, but looks like he stayed out there to try and get a good lead on everybody and pit after them. And if he can pull it off, it could be very, very beneficial for him as he rolls down pit lane there. We'll keep an eye on him and see what happens here, but if he can get in and get his fuel and get back out quick enough, may just be enough to get him the win here. As you see, some of these guys are still in the pits. Shriver was the leader in the 14 machine there, but now Aaron currently being the leader. Shriver has to come out of the pits and make it all the way around the track before Vogt in that 22 machine gets out of the pits, so that he holds on to the lead. And that is that's pit exit right there. So Vogt is still currently the leader, and he is now out of the pit, and it does not look like Shriver in that 14 machine has caught up to him yet. Still got about a 5-second gap, so for now Vogt holds on to the lead, and all he's got to do is run his line, hit his marks, and keep that nice gap between him and Shriver there, and he's got it made. Could have this one in the bag. Only 11 laps to go, so we'll see if it was enough of a strategy here to pay off for the old 22 machine out there, and see if he can bag him another win. He's been itching for a win here lately anyway. I think he would prefer it be in the truck series, as he is currently our points leader in the season standings for the truck series.
10 to go, guys. 10 to go.
But he's got a couple of drivers there closing in on him. One in particular of that of Chantel Pottle. So I'm sure a win here tonight would feel pretty good to him. May give him some good juju for the race coming up on the 10th for the truck series at Charlotte. Looks like next runners up is going to be that 14 machine of Shriver there. Got a little loose in the turn there, but he was able to hang on to it.
No, I didn't mean to get you loose there, 14, if that was me.
Next up in position is Doyle Boyd of the, well, I scratched that. It is now Kyle Simmons in the 74 machine back there with, looks like him and Boyd are kind of trading off back and forth back there. We are now down to 7 laps to go as Shriver is trying to close that gap between him and Aaron Vogt in that number 22 machine up there. Got about a 6-second gap between him and Vogt, as he is trying to find his groove out there and shorten that gap best he can. Looks like the gap has increased a little more. We are now over a 7-second gap with 5 laps to go in this race as we cross the finish line. Aaron Vogt has got to be sitting pretty comfortable up there in that 22 machine with just over 7.5 seconds of a gap between him and Shriver here. He's got to be feeling pretty confident and comfortable that as long as he keeps driving this track the way that he has, He's pretty much got this one in the bag there as Brent Thompson of the 45 is love tapping the wall a little bit. This is a very easy track to do that on. It's almost, really, it almost feels like the way that the track is set up, it just kind of wants to throw you into that wall. And it looks like the 22 machine of Aaron Vogt there is going to try to lap the number 3 of Drew. Drew is already currently a lap down. I'm assuming that came from pit stop there. When Vogt stayed out, and said that gets to be the risky thing about green flag pit stops. If someone stays out, you can easily go down a lap. And that is our final lap. We have 1 lap left, and this one is in the bag. We'll take it back up front with our leader. Aaron Vogt as he is approaching the checkered flag there, and this one is in the bag.
Good race, guys. Good race. Aaron, good job on the win. Shriver, good job, second place.
What a finish. And this just further
the I-rating
proves
cap
the
on the
point
theater?
that I was initially trying to make earlier. That a pit stop
We
strategy
don't have one.
can change everything.
That's not the beginning of the league then.
And look at me.
What was that, Bud? I'm sorry. I kind of cut you off a little bit.
I apologize. We'll get our
So it's like
race
a beginner
results
friendly
up.
one, but anyone can race.
Yeah, that's right. Kyle, good job in third place there, Bud.
So we see the final race
Hey, I'll meet you
results.
up there as soon as I find out where it is.
Aaron Vogt in that 22 machine, placing first. Shriver in second. Kyle Simmons in third. Doyle Boyd in fourth. Drew in fifth. Brent Thompson in sixth. And Gunnar Fix in seventh. So we had a couple finish some laps down there as Aaron Vogt gets his victory donuts in. What a race. So with that being said, we will now get up the final. We showed you before this race. This was the current point standings here at the completion of the 17th race at Bristol Motor Speedway. So those were the points we had before, with Zachary Audit leading with 15, Chris Shriver with 10, Stephen Gall with 5, Kyle Simmons with 2, and everyone below with 2 points, minus Aaron Vogt there, Gunnar Fix, and Drew in the number 3 machine. And these are the point standings currently after the completion of this race. We see that Christian Shriver is now in first with 20 points. Zachary Audit and Aaron Vogt are tied with 15 as Aaron just took home the win in this race. Kyle Simmons at 7 points, still holding down that fourth position there. Stephen Gall has dropped down 2 positions with 5 points total. Doyle Boyd now has 4 points. Brent Thompson has 4 points. Billy Brewer in the 00 has 2 points. Joseph Thibodeau, 2 points. All the way down the rest of the board to Drew Halloran with 2 points. So these points will get added at the completion of the season opener at Myrtle Beach Speedway. So these guys have got a little bit of a head start on some of this stuff. So, well, as always, we thank y'all for joining us tonight and taking time out of your lives to spend a hour or so with us watching some good, clean racing. Thankfully, this was another race that was good and clean and turned out to be a really good one. Join us back next Thursday, as the StreetStock Series heads to their season opener at Myrtle Beach Speedway. Broadcast time we will post, but it will most likely be between 8:30 and 9. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully that's going to be another eventful race. Myrtle Beach is a shorter track, so but there is room for passing, so we will see how it all shakes out. Thank y'all again, and enjoy the rest of your evening.